Hello. Today we will be learning percent of increase and decrease. So the definition is that the percent of increase and percent decrease are measures of percent change, which is the extent to which a variable gains or loses intensity, magnitude, extent, or value. Our first example is that the average price of a laptop in 2010 was $425. 6 months later, the average price of a laptop was $600. But what percent has the average price of a laptop increased in 6 months? So yeah, our formula is that we subtract the old amount from the new one, and then we get the amount of increase, which will help us find the percent of increase. So we subtract 600 from 425, and we get 175. So that is our our new amount of increase. So our another formula is that the amount of increase should be divided by the original amount. And so we divide 175 by 425. And then we get 0.41, which is our value of increase. We need to convert it to percent. So we move the decimal point 2 places to get the percent, and we get 41%. So our next example is that in 2012, the average price for bread in the US was $3.57. After 12 months, the average price of bread was $4.69. By what percent has the average price of bread increased in 12 months? And we let x be the percent of increase. 4.69 minus 3.57, which is our old value minus our new value, and we get the original amount. So yeah, after we get our original value, we do the other formula, which is the amount increased divided by original amount. So we divide 1.12 by 3.7, and we get 0.31. But we're not done yet because we have to convert this to a percent, and we get 31% as our answer. So let's go to another one. The original price of a bag of shrimp at ShopRite was $18.99. On Sundays, a bag of shrimp cost $16.50. What is the percent of decrease? So our formula is the original amount minus the new amount equals the amount of decrease. So it's about the same. And another formula is amount of decrease divided by original amount. So this is our original amount. This is our new amount. So we subtract them and get 2.49. Then we divide 2.49 by 18.99. We get 0.13, which is 13 in the percent form. So our last example is that the price of a lobster at the Red Lobster is $15. On Wednesdays, the price of a lobster is $12.75. Find the percent of decrease. So it's the same. So yeah, our formulas are the same. And so original amount minus the new amount is our amount of decrease. Amount of decrease divided by original amount, that's another one. So first we subtract 15 by 12.75 because 15 is our original amount and this is our new amount. That's how we get our amount of decrease. And we get 2.25, which is our new amount of decrease. So then we divide 2.25 by 15 and we get 0.15, which is 15% if you convert it to the decimal. So yeah. Now we will be working with percent increase and decrease. First example is that the price of a shoe in January was $80, and the store had a sale by 34%. Find the price of shoe after the sale. So $80 is the original price. To find our price of the shoe after the sale, we multiply the this 34, which is our this, by 80. Well, we can't do that because we have to convert it to the decimal, because we can't just multiply the percent. So we move it 2 places over to get a decimal, and we get 0.34. Then we multiply 0.34 by 80 and get 27.20. This is our new amount, so we subtract the original amount from our new amount and get 52.80, and that is our answer. $52.80 is the price of the shoe after the sale. Alright. The normal price of a ticket for a normal football game is $200. In the Super Bowl, the price increased by 73%. Find the price of the ticket now. So our X is 73% times 200. Again, we'll do the same. Convert 73 to a decimal, and we get 0.73. Then we're gonna have to multiply by 200, and we get 146, and that is our answer. So John bought stock in the company for $20 a share. At the beginning of 2010, the value increased by 30%. During 2011, the value decreased by 20%. So it's decrease and increase combined together. And yeah, so we set it up as usual, but there's just a few more steps. So 30% times 20. Again, we convert it to a decimal, and we get 0.30 times 20, and we get 6. Then for the second step, we have to add. That's a new step. To add our new amount to our old amount, we'll get 26. So then we have to do all this again, with 20% instead of 30%. So yeah, we multiply 26 by 20, and again we convert it to the decimal, get 0.20, and so we multiply 26 by 0.20 and get 5.20. So then we subtract 26.5 from 520, and we get $20.80. And that is our new amount of the stock. Let's move on to another problem like that. So Albert bought a stock in a company with $250.56 in 2010. So during the 2011, the stock increased by 10%. Then in 2012, the stock increased again by 28%. Find the amount of money Albert will have after the increase. So I bought it with $250 in 2010. But then year after, it increased by 10%. And then again, a year after, increased 28% more. So we multiply again 250.56 multiply it by 10. So again we convert it to the decimal, and we get 0.10. So 250.56 times 0.10 is 25.1. And then we add 250.56 to 25.1. You'll get 275.7. So 275.7 is our new amount of money. Okay. Now we have to do another step because first it was 10% and then it's 28 more. Alright, that is the end of our lesson. So thank you for watching.